How do you lead when everything is falling apart? Not just your schedule, not just your plans, but everything. Imagine opening your eyes one morning to find the world unraveling. The empire's borders are under siege. Riots shake the streets. A deadly plague spreads without mercy. And even the people you trust most, your advisors, your generals, start turning their backs. In the middle of it all, the world expects you not just to survive, but to lead. This isn't a movie. It's not a metaphor. This was Marcus Aurelius's life, a man pulled from his quiet love of books and forced to rule the most powerful empire on earth. And somehow, he didn't just rule. He became a symbol of calm in the storm. His story is more than history. It's one of the greatest examples of Stoic philosophy in action. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just the emperor of Rome. He was a Stoic, a thinker, a writer, a man who didn't just survive disaster, but transformed it into wisdom. His journal, Meditations, wasn't written for fame. It was written in silence alone as a way to stay grounded while the world burned. And nearly 2,000 years later, those words still guide leaders today, not because they offer tricks, but because they offer truth. When Rome's borders were collapsing and the Antonine Plague was killing millions, Marcus didn't panic. He paused. He reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the very heart of Stoic philosophy, the belief that while we can't control what happens, we can always control how we respond. Modern leaders, CEOs, presidents, influencers often fall apart in times of crisis. They react from fear, ego, or rage. But Marcus didn't. He stopped. He observed. He chose stillness over hysteria. That's the Stoic mindset. Don't react. Breathe, think, respond with reason. It's a mindset we've seen reflected in modern figures like Angela Merkel, former Chancellor of Germany who navigated economic disaster and global pandemic with quiet resilience. Like Marcus, she didn't speak to impress. She acted with purpose. And that kind of steady leadership rooted in clarity, not noise, is the foundation of Stoic philosophy. Marcus's discipline didn't come from arrogance. It came from practice. He wrote, "Rise, for you were born to do what is right, not to lie in bed like a caterpillar in a cocoon." He didn't let the crown make him soft. He held himself to a higher standard. He woke early. He journaled. He reflected. Every day he trained his mind to face storms with steadiness. And that's what Stoic philosophy demands, not blind strength, but focused discipline. Not robotic control, but emotional maturity. Marcus once wrote, "Nothing causes more pain to people than their uncontrolled emotions." That line could be carved above every boardroom, every courtroom, every social media platform today. Because when we let anger or fear lead us, we lose ourselves. And when leaders lose themselves, entire nations fall. But don't mistake Stoicism for coldness. Marcus understood the power of compassion, not the kind that indulges weakness, but the kind that sees clearly and acts wisely. He wrote, "When someone does wrong, remember they too are human. Don't be angry. Teach if you can. Forgive if you must." He didn't punish to flex power. He led with humanity. During the plague, he didn't hide, he served. He gave, comforted, supported. He led not just as emperor, but as a fellow human being. We see this echoed in modern leadership too. Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, once said, "Empathy is the most important leadership skill." Under his guidance, Microsoft didn't just grow, it transformed its entire culture. And that's what Marcus knew long ago. Empathy doesn't weaken authority, it strengthens it. Even under pressure, surrounded by betrayal, lies, and public scrutiny, Marcus never chased popularity. He reminded himself daily, do what is right, not what is praised. The crowd can be wrong, reason cannot. In a world obsessed with likes, applause, and approval, this may be the most radical thing you can do. Lead from principle, not popularity. And here's what most people don't know. Marcus never wanted to be emperor. He loved books, solitude, the life of a philosopher. But duty knocked, and Stoicism taught him to answer not with resentment, but with grace. He wrote, "Do your task as a human being with diligence, awareness, and gratitude." That's real leadership. Not the kind that shouts, "Look at me," but the kind that whispers, "I'm here, I'll carry this." Perhaps the most haunting and beautiful lesson he left us is this memento mori, remember you will die. He wrote, "Stop acting as if you will live forever. You are dying. Do what matters now." As thousands died around him from plague, Marcus didn't fall into despair. He used it. He let it sharpen his focus. Let it strip away the trivial. Every day became sacred. Every choice urgent. Steve Jobs once said, "Remembering I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered for making big decisions." That's not morbid. That's real clarity. Marcus Aurelius wasn't flawless. He doubted. He failed. He grieved. But what made him great wasn't perfection. It was his persistence. His return again and again to reason, to stillness, to compassion. In chaos, he chose calm. In storms, he became the still center. That is Stoic philosophy. That is the leadership our world needs more than ever. If this spoke to something in you, if part of you is tired of reacting and ready to lead, then don't just watch. Start walking the path. Subscribe to Stoic Leadership Insights. Share this message with someone searching for peace in the noise. Because the truth is simple, powerful, and hard. Before we can lead others, we must first lead ourselves.